What is happening? How we doing? How are we feeling? Let me know if you can hear us. Let us know if we're too loud, if we're peaking, whatever the case may be. As you already know, we're doing Star Sit for week 1. Throw in all your questions. We're going to answer every single question here for as long as possible. Hey, how many hours? How many hours until 3 o'clock? I should say, I need to say 3 o'clock. How many hours till 3 o'clock in the morning? No, it says it was 7 hours ago. So like it's not picking up that. It's like
right,
I'm looking for next tomorrow.
Oh my God! What a beautiful throw by Anthony Richardson.
We are watching the Kentucky and Florida game as well. If we're going to be going back and forth here as well. From the Florida game. We gotta catch up with everything that happened overnight for our time, for all of college football. He's going again.
All right, let's start answering some of these questions. So, just to clarify, sorry, if you guys want your questions answered, obviously put them in the chat. And any start sit questions, we're answering them today. We'll be live for as long as we can. And obviously, super chats get prioritized in these sort of streams. But Oliver, unless there's a question ahead of him, Oliver says, "What's up, fellas? Enjoying the podcast." Flex. Well, if you listen to our podcast, I don't think we've done a podcast. Maybe you mean like the videos.
Here.
Yeah. I was gonna say last podcast we did was like in January. He says, "Enjoying the podcast. Flex, Drake London, Brees, or Wan'Dale Robinson. Where do you kind of stand here?" With that one, Badake, because for me, I said this in our wide receiver video, our wide receiver stardom situms. I'm not starting, like it's going to have to take a very specific scenario for me to start a rookie wide receiver week 1. I want to wait and see. Even the best wide receiver seasons ever, like it doesn't happen straight away typically. Justin Jefferson was completely irrelevant until week 3 before he broke all those records. So for me, I'm probably going to lean Brees Hall there, but they all have similar risk rewards.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to say. All have similar risk rewards. I'm not in love with Drake this week. I'm not in love with Brees this week. I think if I had to choose one, it would definitely be Brees, with the thought process of, him getting at least a 50-50 workload. That's kind of feels guaranteed, where Drake, we actually don't know what type of workload that's going to be, if Mariota's going to be on point, where I feel like we can at least count on, even if it's a bad game, at least 6 to 12 opportunities for Brees for him to do something. It's not going to look sexy or be sexy, but I feel like it has to be Brees this week.
Yeah.
So I definitely
agree. The Twitch stream, I think you might have forgot to click that different title just because it said Bills Rams. So I
said Bills Rams. Okay, no.
But yeah, I mean, look, Drake London, you probably feel a little bit better about it if he hasn't been dealing with this injury. But at this point, I just don't think that I can start my week like that. And Daniel, I mean, that's an answer to yours. He says I have Cordero. I mean, I'm definitely going Cordero over London with the unknowns of his scenario. How about you? Are you going Cordero over London?
Yeah, it has to be Cordero over London right here as well. He was a guy that I said he must like a good flex spot option for you guys in the running back video. So I feel really confident in Cordell Patterson this week.
Yeah, and obviously, when you guys ask questions, what you need, like the context is so important here. You need to tell us if it's PPR, if it's half PPR standard, like, if it's your flex, who else you have. I mean, just like the more context, the better answers we're going to be able to give. And what we have to say, of course, is always, this is what we will do. We do not have a crystal ball. We cannot promise you what will happen, but this is what we would do if it was our team.
Exactly.
Next question here is from Claire. Says, "What's good? PPR, Kirk, Mooney, Clyde." I'm going Christian Kirk.
Kirk, and then Mooney for me. In that order. If you,
I feel like Clyde has to get a touchdown to return good value as a starter.
Potentially. What's happening, LT? How you feeling, Dak? What game? Texas hung in there. Ears is really good. Honestly, I haven't even seen any of it. It was all those games. Zach probably did.
Dak, and Quinn looked incredible. I actually feel if Quinn didn't get injured, I think Texas might have won that game. Legit. Texas, Quinn Ewers looks great. What's his name? Xavier Worthy looks like really nice. That was fun to watch him. Bijan looks great through the air.
Mm-hmm.
Jahmyr Gibbs, I mean, this dude, like the Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones comps are not going to stop. He looks great. Okay. Tigre says Tyler Boyd or Sammy Watkins.
Oh gosh, that's nasty.
That is rough.
Go Will. That is not something that I want to hear, to be honest.
I need to know if Lazard's out, right? Is that
Lazard is doubtful, unlikely going to play.
He's out. Is Watson going to play? Christian Watson?
Yes, Christian Watson is going to play.
Watson will play.
I think.
Man. I just don't think you can start Sammy Watkins.
I don't think you can start Sammy as well, and I don't think you can start Tyler Boyd either. I think Tyler Boyd has a higher ceiling, and I feel like he could get some targets. You know, maybe they start. First of all, we need to see how this team is going to react, like how defense is going to react to Chase this year. We all expect him to get double team, and then maybe T get more opportunity. But is Tyler Boyd going to have something? Not necessarily sure. So
okay, so let's say out of the two, who has a more chance to get you 10 points? I would say Tyler Boyd.
Agreed. I would say Tyler Boyd as well.
But we could easily miss on that question.
The problem, the reason why that's so hard is because we don't know where Aaron Rodgers is gonna go. You know.
Yeah, and we don't know who's available. We don't know anything about that team right now. Legit, we don't know nothing. Like receiver wise.
Claire said, LSU got the Thunder. Cav, standard scoring pick 2 for flex. Etienne, Swift, Cooks, more.
Standard scoring meaning no PPR, I'm guessing. Or are you saying standard is PPR? Because, I mean, that's a little bit confusing nowadays, right? Hey, could you quickly let us know in the comments below, Calvin, if this is PPR or not? But okay, standard scoring pick 2. I don't know. I mean, Etienne Swift probably is my answer.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Etienne Swift. I think those are really good guys you need to start there. Chad the Dad, full PPR, Edmonds or Hall looking to recover from A-Rob's egg. I'm going Edmonds as well. I like Rashad. I like Chase
PPR,
Edmonds.
You're gonna get a lot of receiving opportunity.
Rapping Dog, Rashad Penny or J.K. Dobbins. I mean, I don't want to start either of these guys. I said I think you should sit Rashad Penny personally. But yeah, you have to start Penny because J.K. doesn't look like he's going to be going this week.
Even if J.K. gets cleared, he's not going to get the kind of work that Penny will week 1. So Rashad Penny has an incredible chance to get 20 carries. If Dobbins goes out there, maybe he gets 8 to 10.
Thank you for subscribing, Max. Let's go to Twitch really quick. We have one question. David Montgomery or Josh Jacobs for RB2 full PPR? Josh Jacobs plays the Chargers. I would personally lean Monty. I think they're going to continue to run the ball on the ground. I think
give me Josh Jacobs.
I think it's a toss-up, but I'm going to lean Monty here. I feel really confident.
Yeah, I just see a real scenario in which Chicago is not in this game and they're not able to establish the run. So
sure.
And I also worry about Justin Fields. I worry about Khalil Herbert. I know Zamir White's there, but in a high-scoring game, I think Josh Jacobs. I'm looking at these two guys and think, who has a better chance to score a touchdown? To me, I feel like Josh Jacobs. There could be more scoring opportunities there in that offense, and I personally like. I haven't been a strong Josh Jacobs stand guy this offseason, but I feel like I've been higher on him than consensus, and I still think he's going to be the guy, like get a 60% opportunity, let's say, if that makes sense. So give me Josh Jacobs there.
Andrew,
but that's another one we could easily miss for sure.
Yeah, Dynasty 3 flex spots, full PPR. I'm starting Penny and Monty in my 2 other leads. Leaning DJ Chark as a 3rd flex. Other options: Sky, Lockett, Pierce, Osborne. I will be starting Tyler Lockett. Start Tyler Lockett there.
It's not sexy, but man, again, all these players are in similar scenarios. They could all bust. They could all do something. But give me Lockett.
Flo, Lance versus Jameis in my super flex spot is messing with my head after Kittle. I'm assuming his injury plus 20 miles per hour winds plus rain news. Is that too bold of a move to make?
Give me Lance. I think the floor is much safer with what he can do on the ground. So
12 team super flex, 1 PPR standard. Yeah, give me Lance. I think the ceiling is there if he is going to be this guy.
I think those kind of weather reports would worry me if it wasn't someone with Trey Lance's skill set who doesn't rush the ball. So it doesn't worry me as much. I mean, that makes me think we could see Trey Lance with like 15 carries in week 1. So I'll take that.
All right. Nut 954. Who should I start week 1 at flex and PPR? AJ Brown or Hollywood Brown? Honestly, both of these guys are must starts.
Yeah.
That's all. That's this is. I think if you're in a situation like that, I mean,
this is probably like a 10 or 8-man league, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, you just
gotta go AJ.
You gotta go AJ there, exactly. I mean,
Hollywood is just as good of a start. It's just, yeah. I mean, both of these guys should be great.
Daniel Lawrence PPR. Who would you play at flex spot? Edmonds versus or Mooney or Bateman at? So Edmonds, Mooney, or Bateman. I'm still probably going in.
Bateman would be at New York.
Exactly.
Though.
I would go Bateman. In this scenario, I like the idea of going in this order: Bateman, Chase, Mooney. Also have Godwin, but I'm staying away from him this week. Yeah, I agree. I'm also staying away from Godwin in some of these leagues if I have other options, because we just don't know if he's going to play, and if it's going to be Monday night. If you have these options, then it's going to be tough. Unless you have Russell Gage. If Russell Gage is on your team and you have Godwin, then sure, then you can kind of risk it in that way. But I'm definitely avoiding Russell Gage this week. I mean, Chris Godwin. I don't know about Zach, but
I am probably avoiding Chris Godwin unless like reports are out that like he's totally fine. He'll have a full workload. Edmonds just feels like
he's
he
playing
has a higher chance.
Sunday night, not Monday night. Sorry, I think I said Monday. I was just correcting myself, saying I thought I said Monday night, but he plays Sunday night. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I think Edmonds has a higher chance to get a touchdown, and that's where I'm struggling, because when I look at Edmonds and I look at Bateman, I think Bateman probably has just as safe as a floor, but Edmonds, that touchdown, it just feels like he has a better chance of a touchdown. But give me Bateman. I mean, at the flex, let's shoot for the moon. So give me Rashad.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, excuse me. The Chosen Rosen, Ertz, Austin Hooper, Irv Smith, Hunter Henry, Hayden Hurst, or Albert. Are you okay? In this order, I would go Ertz, Hunter Henry, Hooper, Irv, Hayden, Albert. Are you okay?
Yeah. Albert shouldn't be started until we see that they're going to be using him in the red
Calvin
zone,
said no standard scoring as PPR for that question earlier.
Okay, so no PPR.
Which
then
was
I actually am going to change my answer for you, and I'm going to say Swift and Brandon Cooks.
Okay. Swift and Brandon Cooks. Claire, Dak, or Trey Lance, 4 points, passing touchdown. He has A-Rob go on this week. Had A-Rob go on this league and looking to recover, right? Dak or Trey.
Hard because Dak plays
Dak plays Tampa
at home, and he also plays the Bucks.
And on Sunday night. I feel like there's a higher ceiling. I think they both have somewhat of equal ceiling. But I think with the primetime game, I feel like I want to lean Dak. That feels a lot more confident. But Trey Lance has a rushing upside. Man, that's a tough one.
So do you have a take?
4-point passing touchdown. I would lean on Dak. I will lean on Dak this week. If you're trying to recover.
Yeah, it's close. I'm still going Trey Lance. Like, again, just a 4-point puts me over the edge to Trey. Because I feel like there's, like, based off of what we saw from Dak last year, I mean, maybe the ankle's in a better place and he feels more confident. He's not going to be rushing that much. We saw his rushing attempts drastically go down. I would say this: Dak is a safer play for you. So if you want a safer play Dak. If you want the upside play Trey Lance.
Sure. Tyler, trade away Alvin Kamara for Mark Andrews and DK Metcalf in PPR. I would be okay with that personally. I have Barkley, Monty, Pierce, Dylan can use the help at tight end and wide receiver. Yeah, if you need help at tight end, especially Mark sets the edge for you. I think that would be great, especially with your with Monty and Barkley there. Any suggestions of what to do with A-Rob? Continue to start him, to be honest. I mean, I know he had a bad week.
I would stay tuned to this channel because I'm going to give you a reason why you should trade for him this week when we make some content.
There you go. He's
my panic meter. If it's out of a 10, I'm a 2. I'm a 2 out of 10. I'm not very worried. I think he's going to be just fine.
Chad talking about some college football. The Chosen Rosen, Josh Jacobs, Rashad Penny, Damian Pierce, Bateman, or Hunter Henry flex spot. Ooh.
Yeah, this feels like a, again, this is another one that feels like we're doomed to fail with the answer, because genuinely any of these guys could bust and any of them could be top 12 at their position this week.
Yeah.
Definitely not Hunter Henry.
If I had to give you an order,
let me just quickly get through my thought process.
Yeah. Go for it.
Josh Jacobs is who I would start first. Then I would do Rashad Bateman. Then Damian Pierce, and then Penny is how I would order that.
I would go Bateman, and I think it can be either flip-flop with Josh Jacobs, Damian Pierce, Hunter Henry, and then Rashad Penny. For me.
You really hate Rashad Penny. I think he's going to be great.
I hate Rashad Penny. I think this matchup is not favorable whatsoever for him. And I think that's the thing. I said that in the video too. Like, I think he's gonna have opportunity, especially with Ken Walker not being out. But I think Russ is gonna come in and just say, "This is what you lost," and they're gonna have to be trailing. They're gonna be trailing significantly, and potentially abandon the run game. So that's my thought process there.
Yeah, I think volume's gonna make him a safe play. Claire says also have Debo for a stack with Lance. I like it. Jay Fool says got to start 3. Obviously starting Chase and Adams, and I have AJ Brown. I mean, good God. I mean, you start AJ Brown. I don't know, man. I mean, there's like, how do you guys have this many good wide receivers on your team? Start AJ Brown.
Yeah.
But geez Louise. Perry says flex Elijah Moore, Mike Thomas, or Cortland Sutton. It's Sutton easy. Start Pitts or Albert. Oh, come on. You're never sitting Kyle Pitts. Come on. You're never sitting Kyle Pitts. Jeff says pick 2, RB, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex, half PPR. Okay, so pick 2. AJ Dillon, Damian Pierce, Penny, Stevenson, Pollard, Bateman. Holy crap. Okay. Pick 2, Badake.
What the heck?
Like we're doomed to fail this. Hey guys, if you're watching, drop your questions in. Obviously context is going to be important. Half PPR, that kind of stuff. And super chats get answered straight away.
Yeah, 100%. I think the first one you have to start is AJ Dillon. There's no doubt about it. You said him, you forget him. AJ Dillon is a start. Then you go in this order. For me, it's this order. I like Bateman, Stevenson, Pollard. Bateman, Stevenson, Pollard, DK, Watson, London, then Penny. I mean, if I had to give you an order, brother, but like I think it's AJ Dillon for me, and then Rashad Bateman if I had to pick 2.
I just don't want to start Ramondre Stevenson. I don't think Damian Harris is not gonna get just as much work as him. So to me, Penny is the volume play. But I would have Stevenson much lower. So I agree on AJ Dillon. I agree on Bateman. But I'm starting Pierce, Penny, Metcalf, Pollard, probably over Stevenson this week. So that's where we differ.
That's fair. Drusif, Alec Pierce, Gainwell, pick 2, Alec and
Gotta start Gainwell.
Yeah. I don't even think I have is Eno in question? I could be wrong. Maybe I just thought of somebody else. That's full PPR. Yeah, Broncos or Saints D. I'm saying Broncos.
Same. Actually, don't the Saints play?
The Saints play the Falcons.
That's pretty hot. Broncos play the Seahawks.
Yeah,
give me Broncos just because it's Monday night and I like having something to watch when I'm trying to win my matchup.
Over there on Twitch, really quick, we have a question. Squid Giant Chode. Full PPR, would you start Olave or Pickens over Elijah Moore Bateman? No. Also, let's go. We get Red Zone back tomorrow. 100%. I think we both have to. I mean, don't correct me if I'm wrong, but we will both be starting Elijah Mitchell and Rashad Bateman unless you have something else to say regarding Olave or Pickens.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Where we go? Happy PR, Albert O or Tanyan. I think there's upside with Tanyan just based off of Alan Lazard missing some time, but at the same time, I don't love the start. Don't love either start, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going Tunyon just because he has that rapport with in a room that there's not much rapport. But you're right that none of them are starts that you want to make.
Yeah, Damian Pierce or Sammy Watkins. I think I'm going Damian. Matt, deep dynasty question: with Gallup and Lazard out, my flex spot is either Jamal Williams or Khalil Herbert. Who should I start at flex? No worries, man. Man, this is really close because I actually like Jamal Williams coming in. I like the idea. Maybe this is recency bias because of Hard Knocks, but also like Khalil. You know, everyone's been talking up Khalil this offseason. If they are going to be trailing, maybe they're going to have to use Khalil. So give me Khalil in the backfield. If this Bears team is truly trailing that much as we believe so, then they should be using Khalil in the passing game.
Yeah, I'll take Khalil as well. I mean, both are shots in the dark, but I'll take Khalil.
Zeke, Etienne, Godwin, pick 2. I mean, once again, it feels like
Zeke and Etienne.
Yeah, it feels like the stuff with Godwin we just still in question. So give me Zeke and Etienne as well. William, would you flex AJ Green? I'm thinking about it over Pierce or Patterson, but I'm stuck. Also, howdy boys, go Bills.
Love it. I'm playing Cordero Patterson over AJ.
Yeah.
Green.
Look, I understand the AJ Green thought process, but
he could be great. But I think Cordero probably has the same role, if not more involved after that contract. So.
I agree. Daniel says non-PPR, Cordero, Mike Davis, Cordero Patterson. I don't care. I don't want anything to do with these Ravens running back room until JK's back.
There's a realistic scenario in which Mike Davis is a top 12 running back this week.
And that's what happened last year with Tyson Williams. Or didn't he score like 2 touchdowns and we were all like, we just didn't know, if I'm not mistaken.
There's a realistic scenario he's top 12, but there's also a scenario in which he scores like 3 points. And I think that with the unknowns there, you cannot be betting your week on a Mike Davis.
Joshua Bateman, Cooper, or Mooney. Give me a Bateman, Mooney, Cooper in that order.
Yeah. I think I'm struggling between Bateman and Mooney because the thing is we've seen Mooney more often in his career than we have with Bateman, but we just anticipate Bateman to have such an incredible role. That's really, really tough, but I'll take Bateman. It's close.
John, what's happening, brother? Context rebuilding in a non-tanking PPR league. Start 2, Eno Benjamin, Jamal Williams, James Robinson. Look, I don't think James Robinson is going to be a massive X factor this week. I think they're just going to give him maybe some reliever touches. Give me Eno and Jamal. Once again, shot in the dog here. Not in love with any of these guys.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Jamal Williams. Eno.
Unless James gets in the end zone, the red zone, like it's on the 1 yard line. Maybe they give it to James, but that's the only scenario I really see him scoring a significant amount of points.
I feel like Jamal, it's really close. I just feel like we know Jamal Williams' role. We do not know Eno's role, and that intrigues me because he could be the Chase Edmonds of what last year was. Just it wasn't talked about. And to be fair, with Rondale Moore out, you don't have to worry about him taking opportunities from him. So I actually am going to go Eno Benjamin there just because I don't know. And in this scenario, John, you want more unknowns than like, yep, this guy is going to get me 6 points. So I'll go Eno there, but I mean, Eno could easily score 1 point as well. Yeah, I'll take Eno.
Yeah. Andre, I mean, Hurts or Lance, you got to start both of these guys if you have them. I mean, not necessarily sure what to say there, but
I'm assuming it's one quarterback, and
I'm going Hurts. Yeah, but if you had an option to start both of them, if it's a super flex, obviously, or Anyways,
I'm assuming it's one quarterback, so I would say Hurts.
Appreciate you over there on Twitch, Drip. Give me Pierce or Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk for sure.
Yeah.
He's a
Chubb.
Waddle or Cortland Sutton. Give me Cortland Sutton. Feel really confident in Cortland this week. I'm feeling really confident in Waddle. I think you got to start both of those guys. But I love.
Yeah, that's again, like, that feels like a trap, but
it's a trap. You
have to go Sutton. You got to go Sutton there.
Flex Bateman or Kareem Hunt. I'm going Bateman.
Is this PPR or is this non-PPR? Because I think that's probably important. But yeah, you're right. Bateman is the answer, actually, regardless. One quarterback. Yeah, Philosaurus says, so in half PPR, would you say Irv over Gerald Everett over Tunyon over Albert O? No, I wouldn't put Albert O behind. Oh, jeez, man. I do not want to be in that position.
I don't want to be in that position as well. Tight ends.
Jeez, that is rough.
I'm just not.
Irv is also in a tough position because, you know, he's just coming back from that injury.
Everyone's back as well. You know, Thielen's there, Dalvin's there. You know, like the whole crew is there.
I think I'm gonna go Gerald Everett here with those options. Yeah. I got Pacheco on my bench in case he breaks out later in the season. Nice, that's where he should be. Let's see, anything can happen. Mooney or Kirk? I think we both say. Well, actually, I don't think I could. Okay, I was gonna say I'm definitely Kirk.
No, I would definitely say Kirk just based off the matchup.
Okay.
This week, Shelton, he said non-PPR. Oh, so non-PPR with the Bateman and Kareem. Interesting.
Yeah. Still give me Rashad. I think I overthought that question. I think I'm going Rashad.
My top wide receivers are AJ Brown, Debo, Keenan, and either Waddle or Sutton. Thanks for the advice. It's a tough call, but I like Sutton this year. Yeah, I like Sutton this year. Russell Wilson feels good.
Watch next minute. It's you know.
Look, that's what happens week one, guys. I mean, we try to say what we would do every single week.
Yeah.
But, you know, this week is a week that somebody random goes off and we weren't expecting. This is the week that Albert O goes off and it was like, why aren't you targeting freaking Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton? You know, like, why is Albert O getting all the touches? You know, something crazy or dumb can happen like that. So,
Dabs Drip on Twitch says, what do y'all think of A-Rob on Thursday? You think it says a lot about his over season usage? I understand people's concerns. I can validate your concerns. I do think that we're going to see a pretty significant bounce back. What's important, like, you look at what were the two main concerns on, and again, this is not to put anyone who likes Cam Akers down, but what were the two main concerns on Thursday night, like player wise? It was Cam Akers and it was Allen Robinson, right? Well, with Cam Akers, he didn't see the field pretty much ever. And when he did, he was making quite a few mistakes in pass coverage, like pass blocking opportunities, and just didn't look explosive. Just my opinion. But then you look at Allen Robinson. Keep in mind that this offense was terrible. So it's going to be hard for a wide receiver to succeed in an offense that scored 10 points. Matthew Stafford was sacked 7 times. He threw 3 interceptions. This is not a Sean McVay offense. This will change. A-Rob was on the field for 64 of 66 snaps. And last year, week 1, Robert Woods was 3-27-1. And that touchdown came at the end of the game. So from then on out, from weeks 2 to 9 before his injury, he was wide receiver 10. I think the overreaction for me presents a buy opportunity for Allen Robinson. So that's how I view it, but I know that it's like a very popular thing to shit all over Allen Robinson on Twitter right now, but no, I think he's going to be better than what we saw in week 1.
Yeah, agreed. Keep starting Allen Robinson. Don't feel scared about him. You should feel scared about Cam Akers, and you're not starting him next week if that is a real question out there for some people. Got some more questions. Anthony, hey guys, 2 questions. 10-man PPR in the flex. Jeudy, Monty, Hunter Renfrow, or Boyd? In this order: Jeudy, Monty, Renfrow, Hunt, Boyd. I don't know about Zach. That's the first question.
I just need to process it.
No,
So
no worries.
am I giving you one answer? If I'm giving one answer, it's Judy.
Agreed.
And then probably Montgomery would be my second option there.
Yeah, agreed as well.
Looks
Thank you,
like
Daddy,
it's a
for
second
subscribing.
question.
I bet you like when I said that. That's awkward. Anyways, other question: Mooney or Elijah Moore? 12 man. I'm starting Elijah Moore this week.
Oh, that's tough, man. That is really tough, isn't it? I mean, Mooney, you just seen it more often with Mooney.
For sure.
It's a really, really good defense for both. I think Baltimore's defense is definitely going to recover this year. They're going to be much better than they were last year. They're getting a lot of health back on that team. Most injured team last year. Elijah, probably the number one there this week. Mooney, obviously the number one there this week. I think Mooney's safer. I'll go Mooney, but again, I would agree in the sense that if I'm playing upside play is Elijah. Elijah is the upside play. If you played A-Rob week one, or on Thursday, or Cam Akers, or Matt Stafford, or whatever, and you're like, okay, I'm a little bit down right now. I think Elijah's the upside play, but I think Mooney's a safe one if you just have all your players left to go.
For sure. What else we got here? Niners, how you doing, man? Half PPR. Devonta Smith, Mostert, Mooney. Pick one. I think we both say Mooney. I really like Devonta Smith though. I'll be playing the Lions. I think he could.
Where's this question at?
I just pulled it up on the screen on Twitch. I mean on YouTube. Excuse me. Did I say Twitch? Sorry if I did.
No. I'm more. Oh, okay. It just wasn't coming up for some reason. I had to refresh. I had to refresh.
Oh, you had to refresh.
Touchdown there from Kentucky.
Will?
Okay, so the question.
Let's go, baby. Sorry.
Half PPR, Devonta Smith, Mostert, Mooney. Give me Mooney personally.
Yeah, really like Devonta Smith this week, but I feel like Mooney is a safer play. But Devonta Smith is a good wait and see what happens. ATJ, I think the main point with Allen Robinson is that people were expecting Coop to take a step back, this year, so his targets.
Yeah,
Cup
doesn't need to take a step back for Allen Robinson to do well, guys. I mean, again,
and if that
10
is the case,
points.
A-Rob should be lowered. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Once again, it's one game. It's one game in the season. Like, let's all relax. Everyone is like, let's just all relax on the whole season.
Important to note that, again, the Rams scored 10 points. This was one of the best offenses in the NFL last year. Scored 10 points. Matt Stafford was sacked 7 times. He threw 3 interceptions. You tell me, we all watched the game. Is that a successful, sustainable offense to target Cooper Kupp just 15 times a game and no one else? Don't think so. Like, I think they're going to have to adjust. And they brought him in on that contract. I think we will see adjustments. Yeah. I understand people's concerns, but I'm not panicking on Allen Robinson yet.
B-Dubs, how you doing, brother? Sit one. So start one. Deontay. Oh, you got to sit one. Technically start 2. So sit 1. Oh, my gosh. Deontay Johnson, Jerry Jeudy, Waddle, Adam Thielen.
What the heck, man?
This is a failure
That's
here.
Tough.
This is a failure.
You're putting us in a tough spot.
Deontay against the Bengals, Jerry Jeudy Monday night, Waddle against the Patriots, Thielen against the Packers.
Okay, Jalen Waddle has to be started. Okay, I only have to sit 1.
It says sit.
That's
1.
still hard.
It is still hard.
I'll sit Thielen.
I was gonna say Thielen as well because I'm sitting. I'm with you. Sorry, continue.
I'm just thinking, like, between all of those options, I feel like Thielen is like more touchdown reliant. I think Judy's gonna get enough work in the air. Waddle's gonna get enough work in the air. Same with Deontay as far as like opportunity. Thielen, you need him to score a touchdown, I think. Which he's one of my starts of the week. I like him, but these other 3 guys are just like clear, obvious starters. So that's where I lean.
You start Zach Ertz there, brother. Whether it's limited or a questionable Ertz, I'm not starting Isaiah Likely unless we see something phenomenal coming out of week 1.
Let's go over to Twitch. Daddy says, I'm in a full PPR league and want to pick up AJ Green. Who should I drop between Tolbert and Brian Robinson? So you don't have an IR spot. I see them having that conversation.
Oh man, that's a tough
There's
one.
bad reports about Tolbert out. I don't know if you saw those reports. I don't think he's a startable asset in week 1, but there was a report that I read where they don't think he's ready, and that he could be a potential inactive. Now, look, what does that report mean? Potentially nothing.
But that's what I'm saying.
We don't know.
Like, is it?
But
sorry.
But I think at minimum it is enough to scare me off starting him week 1.
But is it ready as like, was he dealing with an injury? Because I don't think he was he? Is he
No,
like not ready as in, like the playbook? Like he doesn't know the playbook well enough, or
they just don't think he's taken the steps that he's needed to yet.
Right.
Like, what does that mean? That's my question. I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
But then again, I look at some of his latest reports from mid-August, and they're saying he's showing great growth and really budding into a star. So who do you really rely on? I don't know.
Yeah, who do you rely on there?
But
I feel like with all the reports, I feel like you have to rely on AJ Green. But at the same time, I'm not trying to drop Brian Robinson because I'm a believer that he's coming back sometime, whether it's week 5, week 6, and he's going to come back and take over potentially that workload. But it is tough because at the same time, you pick up AJ Green for then DeAndre Hopkins to come back, and then he is more irrelevant. And then you drop Tolbert to where like maybe he's progressing throughout the season. That's
so the way I think about this one though is you're gonna know about Tolbert straight away. You will not know about Brian Robinson.
For sure.
You don't even know if he's coming back in week 5. You don't know if he's coming back in week 6. You don't even know if he's gonna be the starter, if he's gonna be ready to play. You'll find out straight away about Tolbert. So I'm going to probably drop Brian Robinson. And the fact that your league doesn't have IR makes me believe that if AJ Green shits the bed, you're probably going to be able to go pick Brian Robinson right back up, depending on how big your league. Like if it's a standard like 6-bench league, yeah, I'll drop Brian Robinson with no IR spot.
Yeah, that okay. Is fair. That is fair.
Back over to YouTube. What was the next question?
Williams, you think Swift and Elijah Mitchell is a sleeper duo? I mean, I really like both of those guys. I know Zach. Oh, here's a good run from number 2. Is that Etienne?
No, I don't think Etienne. I think Etienne's 7. I could be wrong though.
Sorry, hold on. Dogs are going crazy. If you want to answer, I'm just gonna double check the dog.
The next question. Swift and Mitchell like a sleeper. I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel pretty fine with those 2 players. I love Swift. I have stated my concerns on Elijah Mitchell, but I still feel comfortable with him as like a running back too. I mean, how do I say it? I don't feel like, I don't feel devastated or very worried if he's my RB2. I just maybe don't have the confidence in, maybe if it was a different player. So
okay, sorry, I'm back.
No, that's okay. What was the next question?
Which one did you answer? Was it the Etienne Swift or the Elijah Mitchell Swift?
Yeah, I think Flo is the next question there.
Okay, for half PPR, Bateman over Gibson and flex. I think I'm 100% going Gibson. Oh.
Yeah, I think I'm going Gibson as well. Again, like he's gonna have a ton of opportunity.
Man, I think the opportunity is there as well, and he's a must. I told him that you guys should start him, so. Give me Gibson as well.
Yeah, it's tough. That's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, it is tough, man. AJ Dillon or Edmonds? Give me Dillon.
Yeah. AJ Dillon or Edmonds? Yeah. Is it PPR? Did he say?
Half PPR. I think I'm still taking Dillon though. There.
Okay, yeah. Give me Dillon as well.
Who's number 2 again on Florida? Sorry. Well, by the way, guys, we're watching Florida, Kentucky.
I really don't know. To be honest. Yeah.
Anyways, sorry. No idea who he is. I just wonder. I mean, anyways.
Yeah. Hazelnut. I like New York in June. How about you? Javonte Smith or Damian Harris? Javonte Smith. Who the hell is Devontae Smith?
It's Devonte Smith.
Oh, Devontae.
Or Damian half PPR.
Look. I have this weird feeling. This is why I don't like Stevenson. I don't like Harris. I don't like anyone from New England's offense right now. I have this weird, eerie feeling, guys, that the Patriots are going to look really bad week 1. I just don't know that this offense is very good. where's the explosiveness on this offense with Tyquan Thornton out? Parker's a good contested catch guy. Hunter Henry's a good contested catch guy. I know they've got Aguilar. I don't know. Like, I just think Miami's defense is really, really, really good. And I think they're going to be able to get to the quarterback often. So I guess my answer would be I don't want either, but I'll take a shot on Devonta Smith.
Right. Okay.
I just don't want any part of that Patriots offense until I see it with my eyes. I'm happy to miss out. I need to see it with my eyes.
Yeah. Look, I actually think this is, in my eyes, this is a win-win. I would go with Devonta Smith because he has the high upside as a wide receiver, in my opinion. But I do believe Damian could find that end zone. Yeah. So give me Devonta Smith, but I'm happy to start either one. You start him with confidence and you close your eyes and you hope that the guy that you start takes off here, to be completely honest. Daniel Lawrence, Miles Sanders, or Dameon Pierce. I'm going Dameon Pierce still. PPR.
Miles Sanders or Dameon Pierce.
I think basically what just Zach said regarding, you know, the New England backfield is how I feel about the Eagles backfield. Let me see it first. Yeah. No worries, Anthony. I am in a 10-man PPR. Would you start Judy if you already have Javonte Williams and Wilson, or is that too much Denver in one game?
Don't overthink it.
Yeah, don't overthink it. Week 1, all these guys should be eating this week. At least that's a hope and expectations.
Yeah.
Niner traded Khalil Herbert, I'm assuming, and Boyd. I give Lamar and Bateman. So excuse me. So now I'm assuming that's Justin Herbert and Boyd. And you.
Yeah, I'll keep Lamar and Bateman.
Yeah, I'm Lamar and Bateman as well. I like that.
Yeah, I understand ATJ. I mean, can we like, so what? Do we think Tyler Higbee is going to get a bunch of targets? I don't know. I mean, look, I've said my piece on it. Keep in mind, last year, Corey Davis was wide receiver 5 week 1. Sterling Shepard was wide receiver 8 week 1. Zach Pascal was a top 16 wide receiver. I just think week 1 is a very important time not to overreact, especially because he's on the field so much. Look, I've said my piece. I don't know. I mean, I don't worry, but I understand people's concerns.
What's happening, Chase? Full PPR, Chase Edmonds or Christian Kirk in flex? Christian Kirk. I actually really like both of these guys, but give me Christian Kirk.
Yeah, it's tough. I'll go Kirk as well, though.
Blaze doesn't like Tolbert. No, she doesn't. Christian Kirk, not keep the Ravens stacked. Not pretty, but Brees, J.K., Penny, J-Rob, pick 2 for RB1 and 2. Has to be Brees and Penny. J.K. is probably not going to play. James Robinson, we don't know what's going to happen, how much work. It's going to be Brees and Penny for you.
Yeah.
Conrad, should I keep Mike Evans or replace him with Amon-Ra or Elijah Moore, excuse me? You keep Mike Evans. I like Mike Evans. What's wrong with him?
Yeah, you start Mike Evans. Mm-hmm. You guys are overthinking with some of these questions. Like, we have a saying, KISS, K-I-S-S. Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid.
I say it to myself every time I overthink with fantasy starts. You drafted Mike Evans where? Round 3? You start Mike Evans.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Penny and Brees? Or Penny or Brees, potentially, you were probably asking? He was answering. Sorry.
Answering someone's question.
Sorry. Is Waddle a must start at flex? I think Waddle's a must start in your wide receiver spot, honestly, depending on what your leagues look like. Lockett or Cooper? I would say Lockett. I don't know about Zach.
That's actually really tough. Lockett or Cooper. I'm just looking at their matchups here. That's disgusting. I'll take Amari Cooper, actually.
Oh my gosh, man! What happened to this USC and Stanford game? Is that on KO? I wasn't seeing it.
It's on right now. Yeah.
It was showing me that Tennessee game and Pitt game, and it wasn't going.
Yeah. No, it's on right now.
Okay.
Jordan Addison just scored a touchdown. Yeah. You guys don't know we have a Dynasty channel. Love Jordan Addison. Cheers. Saw that as well. I'm going to Amari Cooper. I just think the volume is going to be there. They're going to potentially be in a close game. So
sorry, there was a second part to that. Carter or Pierce? I think it was Pierce. So for me, it's Lockett and Pierce, and maybe for you is.
For me, it's Cooper and Pierce.
Great. Start Olave over Brees and flex.
Just so we're all on the same page. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries.
You've got these guys that are like, we have no idea what's happening with him. Okay, let me list off a couple names. This might be helpful to people. Okay, so Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Cordero, Miles Sanders, Kareem Hunt, Ramondre Stevenson, Damian Harris, Breece Hall. You're starting Dameon Pierce over every single one of those guys this week. That's how I see it, because of the volume, because of the security in the opportunities he will see. Do you agree?
Agreed.
Okay. Next question.
Start Olave or Brees.
Is Michael Thomas going to play? That is the big question.
I think even if Michael Thomas does play, I think I would go Olave here. Once again, not necessarily high on these rookies, on the rookie wide receivers, because I do agree with you, starting the rookie wide receivers. But I think the upside with Olave is much higher than what Brees is going to be, whether Michael Thomas is on the field or not. So I'm going Olave here.
Oh, man. It's so tough because there's a realistic scenario in which Olave, you don't want to start him until week 4 or something.
Yeah. Agreed.
You know, that's just a very realistic possibility, and historically that has been the case for most rookie wide receivers. But you're really in a lose-lose scenario here, because if Brees doesn't start the year as a starter, which it doesn't sound like he is, could he have a breakout run, and then they're like, holy shit, like, okay, the offense is around Brees Hall. You know, that could very well happen. Both of these guys could finish with like 6 points in week 1. Like, genuinely, that's a realistic scenario. But if it's PPR, which I think he said it was, he didn't say.
He didn't say it was.
PPR, give me Olave. I think the matchup's better for Olave as well. So, but yeah, I don't like starting rookie wide receivers week 1.
Matt, non-PPR, AJ Green or Gage? Oh gosh, that's nasty.
I think I'm actually going AJ Green.
Yeah, I'm going AJ Green as well. If Chris Godwin starts.
If Godwin doesn't play, you're right. If Godwin doesn't play, it's Gage.
Agreed. And I think that's going to be the hard part for you, Matt, because we're not going to know when Godwin's. We're not going to know. That's going to be game time decision, because AJ Green, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's in the second slate of games, like the 4:00 games.
Yeah.
So you do have some time to put him, but if Chris Godwin is like, all right, he's a no-go, it's going to be a game time decision, I think I'm just going to start AJ Green and sit him there with confidence. Oh no. Oh no.
What happened? I didn't get to see
I think it was just tipped on the line, and it just popped up right in the air like he was gonna throw it.
Oh, interception.
And he got intercepted. Let me just double check though, because
rewatch that. Damian Harris or AJ Dillon, half PPR. AJ
Dillon. Lance or Cousins. Might be raining in Chicago. That's what everyone's saying here. Oh, here we go. I'm just gonna watch this replay.
Both of these guys are must starts. Let's watch this replay real quick.
Oh,
man, his pocket awareness all game though. His pocket awareness has not been there.
No, it's not.
I mean, to
be honest, right there, number 29 should have just had him. He was confident because he probably saw that.
Step up into the pocket unless there wasn't room. I don't know, but I've just noticed that like the pocket awareness has not been there for Will tonight. Like, do you see that sack that he got?
When they reviewed it for targeting. Yeah, I definitely saw that.
You have got to feel that around you. I'm going Trey Lance here, but it's close. Trey. Is close. Oh no! Oh yes! Oh yes! Okay. I'm going Trey Lance. Are you going Cousins or Lance?
Oh man, this is tough. Honestly, I'm a big believer in the weather and everything. If it is truly raining and it's going to be crazy, like they're saying, crazy winds, rain, I might lean Cousins. And I know I said I might start Lance, but I looked at the weather. It's not looking too good as well. I'm once again big believer in the weather. Don't really love to start these guys, so I might go Cousins. Feel safer playing a divisional game, a Green Bay at home. Sounds crazy, but maybe give me Kirk Cousins this week.
Yeah, look, if it like, how bad is the weather? That is a good question. Is it literally like, think Buffalo, New England last year, where there was like 3 pass attempts by Mac Jones? Then that's a different story. But
for sure,
if it's just like relatively bad weather, I'm still going Lance, because he. Like, again, what he can do on the ground, Kirk Cousins could never do. But safer play if the weather is actually truly insane will be Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, agreed. Just to give you a kind of thought process on what this game is going to look like. It's going to be raining, and it's going to be 9 miles per hour winds. I mean, they're playing at Chicago.
9 miles per hour. I mean, it's
not crazy, but hey, maybe that could be a game time decision for you, Rock. But be confident in both. I think both will be really good for you. Oh, is that ETN? Let's go, little ETN. I like him, bro. He's nice.
All right, next question.
All right, here we go. DJ Moore or Penny DJ Moore for us.
Yeah, I would say DJ Moore. I hate it, but I am.
Thanks for saying
I have to say DJ Moore.
Thanks. I'm saying at flex because I'm in an 8-man league with my brother and his friends. Right, okay. No worries. Daniel Lawrence, I know you guys are not high on starting rookie wide receivers in week 1, but what do you think of Pickens against the Bengals this week?
I mean, what are your options? That's always the question.
I think that's it. You know, is it? I'm not saying Pickens is a desperation, but there's a lot of mouths to feed there. Oh shit! You know, there's a lot.
I think everything depends on your options.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're sitting here telling me like, "Hey man, should I start George Pickens or Donovan Peoples-Jones?" It's like, okay, yeah, let's start George Pickens. But you know, I mean, it just depends on options.
Does this game just go down? By the way, anyways,
it might have, yeah.
Does it usually happen like that sometimes?
I'm not sure. USC game was delayed. ATJ says it's crazy how quick expectations have switched up on Brees. Yeah, let's see what happens. I still like Brees, and I still believe that where I drafted him. Like, I drafted him in, like, the end of the 4th round in a bunch of drafts. I still feel like he's going to return value on that. Del J says Watkins or Lockett, MVS or Amari Cooper.
Watkins or
Lockett.
Amari Cooper. Okay, they just scored. They just, like, rebuffed and they scored. Anyways, sorry. Conrad trying to get Zach to say he likes DJ Moore.
Doing my best not to, but, you know.
I think Texas had them at quarterback. They win the game if Erie stays in. Yeah, that's what Zach said earlier.
Yeah, agreed. I agree.
CC Ichin Jr., AJ Dillon, or Damian Pierce and Zeke. Thank y'all. I mean, is this PPR? Is this start 1 CT? Let us know. But if this is full PPR, I think we had to start Zeke. It'll be Zeke, AJ Dillon for me.
By the way, Travis Etienne's brother scored a touchdown on the ground.
Oh, that's what it was. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so you can only choose one. If you can only choose one, give me Travis Etienne, assuming it's PPR. Classy Black Man, what's up? MT or Thielen?
Thielen.
I'm going Thielen.
Thielen. Yeah, he says PPR.
Yeah, give me Etienne then.
Mm-hmm. Conrad, Hurts or Burrow? I think I will start Hurts. 2, Bucks defense or Browns defense? Bucks plays the Cowboys. Who the Browns play? The Steelers?
No, the Browns play Carolina.
Carolina.
This is tough. I feel like it's Tom Brady though. I mean, how many interceptions can you really anticipate or turnovers? I'm going Browns.
Well, it's Bucks defense, so I guess against Dak Prescott.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, okay, right. No, that's my bad. No, I'm still going Browns. Baker Mayfield is the quarterback I have to face there. And then Etienne with the 2-point conversion. Let's go. Let's talk up Etienne's little bro. Yeah, I'm going Bucks. Browns
that's
defense.
Nice,
Are
man.
You going Browns?
I'm going Browns defense as well. No, that's awesome that Etienne's getting some work. Get him in there, man. PPR monster as well. You got some speed. Oh boy.
Says flex PPR Hunt or Jacoby if he plays Hunt.
Yeah.
Is Zeke a start versus the Bucks? I mean, probably you don't have a better option, so I would say yeah.
I think so.
Depends on your options. That's always important, guys.
Like, I think so as well. Yeah. I think he is.
I think he should be started in most scenarios, right?
Yeah, he has. I think he should be started in most scenarios. Once again, unless you have higher upside guys, maybe guys you drafted higher, potentially, or maybe it's a pure based on matchup difference, you know. But I feel really confident. I feel like you have to feel confident in starting Zeke. Sorry, you don't have to feel confident, but I feel like he's kind of a must start. That's what I really wanted to say. All right, well, we got a close game here. Exactly what you want. We keep dropping your questions. Cameron, honest opinion on Juju Smith-Schuster. I think there's opportunity for him, man. I think there's someone's going to be the wide receiver one there. Outside of Travis Kelce, obviously. But Juju Smith, I said this, super early in the offseason. I mean, there is a scenario where he can finish as the top 15 wide receiver. You know? It's just, can he stay healthy? That's the biggest thing. Can he stay healthy and get on the field?
That's a good point. And also, it should be slightly concerning the way Patrick Mahomes is talking about that wide receiver room. Like, you know, he's like, well, we're going to use everyone. It'll be a different person every week. Hey, yeah. Patrick, can you just tell me, like, who's going to be the guy, or if there is no guy, like, so I can move on? And no, maybe they really are going to be using different players every week, in which case that sucks.
Yeah.
Also, last thing on Juju, like, the knee does concern me slightly because of the history of his knees.
Right.
Like, are we gonna, like, week 4, are we gonna see a report that he needs to drain his knee or something?
Yeah, that's always been an issue. I mean, bad knees. You're 26. I got better knees than you, my guy. I'm 30 years old. No offense. I mean, but you're making a lot more money than me, so that's on me.
Mac Jones or Marcus Mariota? I'm going
Mac Jones. I think it has to be Mac Jones for me there.
I think I'm actually going Marcus Mariota. Okay. Because of what he can do on the ground.
For sure.
Mac Jones was a huge sit for me this week. I don't think the offensive line is good. I don't think Miami is a worse defense than New Orleans either. You know, when I really think about it, I think Miami's an underrated defense. They're completely healthy. They were, I think, top 5 in sacks last year, if I'm not mistaken. I think Mac Jones is going to struggle week 1. I'm happy to be wrong, but at least Marcus has, like, truly an elite playmaker out there in Kyle Pitts to help him, and what he can do on the ground. I don't want to start either of these guys. Like, this is completely disgusting, but I'll go Marcus Mariota.
Debo and T or Olave, and are from. I'm saying you start Debo and T Higgins if you can, but if you had to start one, I'm starting Debo.
Yeah, Debo.
Or Renfro, sorry. So that's what he's so Olave. So Debo and T or Olave and Renfro. So you definitely start.
Well, let me ask you though, because we talked about this earlier. Does if those wins are gonna get higher, or if it's truly like worst case scenario weather, do you then go T Higgins over Debo?
Yeah, you definitely do.
I think you do.
You definitely do.
The case.
And I think this is a game, if this is what everyone's talking about, this weather is going to be a massive factor. Some of these guys are going to be game time decisions for you. Watch the pregame. Watch when they give you a nice little clip of this field and say, all right, guys, it's going to be really windy. It's going to be a dirty, nasty game over there in Chicago. Then maybe that gives you more confidence in starting T. If it's not as crazy as we all expect, and you say, you know what, Debo can definitely perform there, and Trey Lance can definitely throw the ball with some rip. Even with the wind conditions, start Debo with confidence. But I completely agree.
Exactly. If the weather reports have been overblown, then you start Debo. If not, and it truly is awful, then T Higgins. I think the second question was Olave or Renfro. If so, Renfro. Cameron says, thanks. Irv Smith Jr. or Muth? I'm going Muth.
Muth, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
You don't ever sit Kyle Pitts. Sitting Kyle Pitts is never the answer. Should I keep Justin Tucker? I mean, yeah. There's probably not a better kicker out there.
Thank you, BT4.
Fantasy.
Let's go on Twitch here. Hunt or Pollard, full PPR. I might be going Tony Pollard here.
Jeez,
I think that's actually a toss-up. Actually, let me just double check.
I am gonna go Pollard because I think
double check here.
That matchup has potential to be much more high scoring than Browns Panthers. So I wouldn't go Pollard, but I don't like it.
Panthers defense is sneaky too. They got a sneaky defense there. BT4, rate my team: Hurts, Jefferson, Keenan Allen, Amon-Ra, Fournette. I mean, this is a great team here. It's a great team.
Yeah. Hurts, Jefferson, Keenan, Amon-Ra, Fournette, Chase. Yeah, it's, obviously I would say the running back room, depth-wise, it's a little bit questionable, but outside of that, it's a great team. I think you did well.
All right, here we go. Where we got? Gotta, I think we said that. You start Pitts. You keep Justin Tucker. You start him if you can. If you have kickers in your league, do you think Saquon is a running back 1 this week, half PPR? I think there's definitely opportunity for him in RB1. You know, we don't know. I think he could definitely finish as a top 15 running back this week, and I think that I feel really confident.
Yeah, I think if you have him, I find it's going to be hard to find a scenario in which you don't start him.
Yeah. CT, Zeke, Dylan, or ET and choose 2. I'll go. Yeah, that is tough. That is tough. I feel like for me, I feel like Zeke is kind of like a guy that you have to start here, in my opinion. I don't know if I know Zach may see that differently.
No, I think it's ET and Zeke, but I hate it.
That's where
Dylan probably has higher upside than Zeke.
Yeah, that's where I'm going as well. ET
but
and Zeke.
I am rolling out ETN and Zeke there.
Cameron, should I look to sell Godwin and get value, or should I see what he can do? If this is redraft, I'm happy to wait, see what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you probably got him at a pretty good discount. I think he probably plays week 2 or 3 at this point, and you have a top 15 option every week if that's the case.
Agreed.
Jacob, flex PPR, DK, Bateman, or Pollard. I'm going between. It's definitely not Pollard.
I'm going in order: Bateman, DK, Pollard.
Who does DK play? They play Denver.
They play Denver. Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bateman, DK, Pollard as well. I hate it in the sense that like I want to say DK.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
Yeah,
agreed.
All right, guys, drop any questions you have. I mean, no questions at the moment, but we're happy to answer any questions.
Kentucky, Florida, Anthony Richardson. I think both of these guys are playing decent. I like what
the defenses are playing really well.
Yeah, I like what Anthony Richardson has done so far. I like what Will Levis has done as well so far. Obviously, both things they can do. I mean, Anthony Richardson 5 for 15, 80 yards. I wonder what Will Levis is.
Yeah.
But both
the questions, guys. Context is important. You know, is it PPR, half PPR, and then Joshua Lewis says Gibby, Penny, Ayuk, PPR pick 2. Give me Gibby and Penny. Ayuk, I think he could have a breakout year, but I need to see it. And I think Penny, that's an interception. Penny just has a safer floor, I think, with the opportunities he's going to see.
Oh my gosh. Man, I'm saying you're a little bit ahead, which is fine, but
Gino worried me a bit. Conrad says, can you rate my team? Quarterback 1 Hurts, RBs Mixon, Eckler, wide receivers McKenzie, Mike Evans, tight end Pitts, flex Penny. I mean, it's a good team. We just have to see what happens week 1. It's really hard to rate teams right now without knowing where the NFL stands. But
agreed.
I would say wide receiver room. I hope McKenzie isn't your wide receiver 2. I hope there are better wide receivers out there on your bench. Who is each of y'all's sleeper pick of the year? Well, look, I don't want to toot my own horn, but Darrell Henderson was my biggest sleeper this year. Badake, if you remember. So that was pre-draft. Who I was telling everyone to draft was Darrell Henderson.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Or remember, I'm trying to think of who my guy is. Don't remember who was the biggest sleeper. I think I talked a lot about early in the season. I talked about Allen Lazard. Early in the season, I also talked about Wandale, that he can get an opportunity if these guys can't stay healthy.
Wandale's good.
Those are some guys I was talking about super early in the season, and obviously it kind of evolved over time. That's the ones I can think of for the top of my head. I don't have them kind of.
I would say as well, Treylon Burks to me still sits in that sleeper category. Apparently, some people get so technical on the word sleeper. So, I mean, it depends on how technical you want to get. What round does a sleeper have to be in to be a sleeper? I would say Treylon Burks is someone that, when I look at Amon-Ra St. Brown's year last year, that's what I think we could see for Treylon in year 1.
Should Will Levis here? Sorry, I'm just so. This game is actually so good right now, and I really like both of these quarterbacks.
Yeah, let's make sure we answer these questions though. Etienne, Montgomery, or Edmonds. Pick one. I'm going to Etienne. You have a thought here?
Yeah, give me Monty.
You go Monty over Etienne?
Yeah, I feel really confident Monty.
Okay. Jason says I need to pick two between DK, Bateman, Ayuk, Pollard, or Elijah Moore. Pick two. I would say DK and Bateman.
I would say Bateman, Elijah Moore.
Okay.
Yeah. We're starting Gibby this week with no fear, 100%. You kind of have to.
I mean, you have fear. Of course you have fear.
You have fear, but you're starting him. And, you know, the words from Ron Rivera is saying that, you know, he's going to get the workload there. So we'll definitely see what happens. CT, thanks, y'all rock. No worries. Renfro or Renfro or Dylan or Pierce at flex. I like AJ Dillon.
Dillon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to rock with Dillon.
Wide receiver 2, he said Amon-Ra, Elijah Moore, Adam Thielen, or DJ Moore. If you had to start one in this order, oh man, this is a toughie. This is where I got to look at some wide receivers.
DJ Moore would be the first one for me. Then it would be Amon-Ra. Then it would be Adam Thielen and Elijah Moore. But I would say DJ Moore like stands alone, and then I would say between Elijah Moore and Adam Thielen, it's pretty close.
Yeah, I would go DJ Moore as well, and then I would actually go. I don't know. I kind of blanked on what you said. I was looking at my stuff. DJ Moore, Amon-Ra, Adam Thielen, or sorry, Elijah Moore, Adam Thielen.
Yeah. Okay.
That's where I would go.
No worries, CT. Over on Twitch, we have a question from Daddy Shack. Start AJ Green or Hilaire? Gotta go Hilaire, I think. He has a better chance to get into the end zone, I reckon. But do you have an opinion there?
Don't want to start either of these guys. Really don't. I think I also like AJ Green this week just purely because Ertz is in question. Rondale Moore is, if I'm not mistaken, no longer playing. Yeah. And DeAndre Hopkins is not there. I would rather start AJ Green at a higher risk than start Hilaire. Because they're gonna have to throw the ball to somebody. Andy Isabella might be out there.
Sure. I just think the safer play for me is Clyde, but
for sure, I definitely understand that.
Yeah, it's close, but I'm going Clyde. Don't like it, but I mean, who has a chance to touch the ball 10 times or more?
Yeah,
probably Clyde.
But. Yeah, agreed on that. Agreed on that. Once again, guys, we're here answering as many questions as we possibly can. Mitch says start Watkins. Kind of feel like he's going to have a 10 target game. Could potentially. Don't necessarily know. I mean, I think we're going to see both of these rookies on the field potentially in Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson. Maybe Randall Cobb gets in the mix. Maybe Aaron Rodgers is going to have to get creative. Maybe the backfield is going to be catching a lot more passes with Andy Isabella is also out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking.
I say none.
Yeah, I really don't like it. So once again, Andy Isabella, Christian Kirk, or Michael Thomas. We'll both say Christian Kirk.
Yes.
Conrad, I know you guys said DJ Moore for flex, but I'm sticking with Penny simply because I hope Pete Carroll knows about the quarterback situation and feeds the ball to Penny. Plus, Ken Walker's out. Sure. Go with what you feel, brother.
You got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah.
All we can say is what we would do. CT says, I feel Renfro might have a good chance at targets just because of the talent in Las Vegas now. What's y'all's take? I think the question that we always like, it's hard to answer a question when someone's like, you know, do you think should I start this player? Oh, I'm sorry. This play just got weird. Should you start this player? I mean, what are your options, you know? But I guess if the question is if he has a good chance at targets, for sure. He's in a good offense. He's the number 2 there. Mm-hmm. But Waller just signed that contract. Waller's going to be, you know, aggressively wanting to also eat as well. And this team only cares about making the playoffs. So, yeah, I think Renfro is a good flex, but it depends on what your options are outside of Renfro.
Agreed. Jacob, if Ertz doesn't play, who do I grab off the waiver wires in a PPR? Hooper, Everett, Hurts, Fant.
Hooper.
Yeah. Austin Hooper is the guy. He's playing my beloved New York Giants, and we'll see how the defense looks.
I feel like Austin Hooper will be a top 12 tight end this week. I actually really think Austin Hooper is going to be top 12. I really think Hooper is a much better pick in fantasy this year than people are realizing. And I actually, like, in leagues where I don't have George Kittle, I just have Hooper just ready to go, waiting to plug him in.
For sure. I definitely have a bunch of Hooper as well. Would you trade Akers away for Pierce? I think you can. Yes. You definitely can in redraft. Easily. 100%.
I would do it in all formats. Would you keep Akers in Dynasty?
Once again, still week 1. I would have to wait and see how I said this earlier. I said this especially during the game. Definitely a panic meter on Akers is high. It's still week 1. There's a lot of reports. Obviously, it's probably just coach talk. Sean McVay saying that he's got to do most with his opportunities, and we're going to give him some more opportunities. But let's just see what Cam Akers looks like after week 2, and if not, maybe it'll be too late by then. But if you can do it now, sure. But I'm still waiting on hope of Akers. So let's see what happens.
I feel like again, like, I've just been anti-Akers. I don't like Pierce that much in Dynasty long term, but I'm taking, like, if you can get that trade right now, I think we both would say yes to that trade right now.
Yeah, I think in redraft I would be okay to do this. In Dynasty, I'll still be a little bit hesitant. I'm still waiting in Dynasty. Okay. Redraft, I completely agree with you. Okay. Dynasty, give me one more week, and then I'll probably be there with you.
Yeah, I get it. I'll take Pierce in all formats there, but I definitely understand. John says PPR MVS or Curtis Samuel.
Gosh, MVS.
That sucks though. Conrad says, thank you guys. I'm out. See you after my FF game.
No worries, man.
FF game, what does that mean?
I have no idea. Fantasy football?
I don't know.
Trade away Akers for anything. I'll take a bag of chips for him, Drew said. For sure. Over there on Twitch, Daddy Shaq. Would you start AJ Green? Oh, well, we said that. Sammy Watkins is a week 1 menace. Oh, well, hey, you never. Anything can happen.
I know. I mean, I think there's a stat rolling around there, the Twitter sphere, where he is a top 12 wide receiver in the past 3 years with Kansas City, with Kansas City, Baltimore. I can't remember, but he's always has a good week 1. Deep league question: who would you rather have on your bench, Jarvis Landry or Russell Gage?
Oh, I'm going to say. Sorry, you can answer.
No, it's tough. You go ahead.
I'm going to say Jarvis Landry, purely because I love Russell Gage. I think there's too many mouths to feed over there. I think Chris Godwin's back. It's a lot sooner than we think, even if he doesn't play week 1. But with MT already in question, doesn't even know what's going to happen. I think Jarvis Landry. I think Jameis Winston is going to target Landry and Olave a lot or if Michael Thomas is off the field and if Michael Thomas is on the field. So I feel really confident in Landry. I'd rather have him personally. And hey, Winston loves to throw the ball so much.
He didn't get to do that last year, so it depends on what they're going to allow.
I think he didn't get, but he also missed pretty much a lot of the season.
I'm saying in the games. He was a game manager. He wasn't a let-it-rip guy.
Right. So,
but we don't know what he's going to be this year.
Yeah, I think there's just a lot of people in Tampa. You got Julio, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and then you got Lenny in the backfield that's catching balls as well. I mean, where does Russell Gage really fit now?
I would say the same thing, to be honest, about Jarvis in New Orleans. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand where you're coming from, but you've also got Michael Thomas there. You got Chris Olave. You got Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, for sure.
I think for me, it's just like quarterback play. I'll take a shot on Gage.
For sure.
Julio's there, but there's injury history. Godwin is there, but coming off an ACL. Like Mike Evans, how many years has he missed a couple games? Probably a lot. So I'll take a shot there on Russell Gage, but I mean, I'm not going to be bullish on either of these guys. I'll just try and trust Tom Brady a little bit more.
Um,
Stop it, CT. This has to be a joke. CT, tell me this is a joke.
Yeah, CT, let us know. Jeffrey, Deontay, or Ayuk? I'm starting Deontay with confidence there.
Yeah, I would say Deontay. And just the question beforehand, give me LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Oh, Devin A. Train.
Devin A. Train, you watching highlights, son?
Looks like he had a was that a kick returner for a touchdown or something? I don't know.
Devin A. Train.
Anyway.
Well, we got Sammy Watkins averaged 19.3 points in week 1 since 2015, which is the second highest average for wide receivers in week 1.
Isn't that funny?
I mean, that's crazy. Dotson or Olave week 1? I'm going Chris Olave.
Yeah, I would go Olave as well, but Dotson should be rostered in all leagues, and I think he's going to be sneaky valuable.
CT, not a joke. I have a ton of time to look into all the players. I don't have a ton of time to look, and that's why I'm here. No worries.
Start Higgins, bro.
Higgins is like a must-start guy, depending on where you drafted him. Maybe you didn't draft him, but Higgins and the people that you said are like miles away from each other.
Yeah. I think Renfro is like, Curtis Samuel's just not a startable option, but surely you drafted the team CT though, right? I mean, Higgins would have been like a 3rd-round pick for you. Start T. Higgins, brother. Start T. Higgins. Hope that helps. Just traded away Swift for Cup, Jonathan Taylor, and Pitts.
Oh my gosh.
No, you didn't. Okay. I feel like there's trolls out there. If you actually did that.
There's people out there.
I don't know. I mean, what? Why? How?
There's people out there. Pierce or Monroe saying Brown in the flex.
Sorry. You know what? Jacob made a really good point. Sorry to interrupt. But are you talking about Rashad Higgins?
Yeah,
CT?
That's actually good. That's actually a good point.
Could you let us know if you're talking about Rashad Higgins? Because if you are, I would like to offer my apologies. Just typically, if people say Higgins, they mean T. Higgins. But
does that necessarily? Who was the people again? I forgot.
If it is Rashad Higgins, then definitely
Hunter Renfro.
Hunter Renfro, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if that's the case.
Pierce or Monroe. I think I'm going to Monroe. I don't know about Zach.
Yeah, I'll go Monroe as well. That's close.
No worries, CT. Full PPR, AJ Dillon, Pollard, or Waller. Flex spot. I think you have to start Waller there.
Yeah, probably.
You probably have to start Waller there.
You shouldn't. I hate putting myself in a position where I have a bunch of tight ends. Or like 2 really good tight ends to flex.
Right. Well, Notre Dame lost to Marshall. Did you see that?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I need to watch that game and be like, why? Like, was it just like a fluke, or was it like?
I wasn't able to watch that game. I just saw the highlight. I saw the notification. T. Higgins. Yeah, definitely T.
Definitely start T. Higgins. Over on Twitch, how you doing, man? Starting Hurts, Higgins, Davis. Swinging Hollywood Brown, Brandon Cooks, or I don't know. It's got Cooks, Kamara, Pitts, Knox. Who should I flex? Renfro, Cooper, Godwin, Julio, Henry, Gage, Melvin. Okay, so starting Jalen Hurts,
Renfro,
T. Higgins. I'm assuming that's Gabriel Davis, Hollywood Brown, Cook, Kamara, Julio, Renfro.
Yeah, so he's saying he's asking who should I flex. So the question is Renfro, Cooper, Godwin, Julio, Henry, Gage, or Melvin.
Yeah, Gordon. Renfro. I agree with Renfro. I agree.
Close, though. I mean, to be honest, though, can we just be honest for a second? You and I both can admit that we have about a 20% chance to hit right with the amount of options that you just gave us.
No doubt about it. I mean,
but I would.
By the way, if the only reason we are saying Renfro and not Godwin is because Godwin might be a game time decision, and you don't even want to risk it. And if I'm not mistaken, Renfro's playing that second half of the game. If Renfro's playing in the 4:00 slate, and there was already reports saying Chris Godwin's going to start, I think we will both say Chris Godwin there. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to give you guys options.
But I need a report that says he's full go.
Yeah, exactly. A report coming out before Hunter Renfro games comes out. Chris Godwin is a full go and will start on Sunday night. I'm starting Chris Godwin.
need a full go though. I don't need a he will play. I need a full go.
Yeah, like he will play or have a snap count. He will be on a snap count. Then maybe if I don't know, is a snap count better than having Hunter Renfrow?
Yeah,
I feel like that's a realistic thing. Anyway,
good question. Morocco says, not even joking. I did the trades, and honestly, I feel bad because those were probably rookies.
Like the people
rookies in fantasy.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
There's no world in which DeAndre Swift is worth the same value as Cooper Kupp. That is just it's comical to even say out loud that someone got Cooper Kupp, Jonathan Taylor, and Kyle Pitts for just DeAndre Swift. I don't know. That's comical.
Full PPR, Ayuk, Christian Godwin, Ayuk, Christian Kirk. In this order, Christian Kirk, Godwin, Ayuk. If Godwin is a full go, once again, Ian. No worries, CT. A lot of the hype this year on Kirk Cousins. What are your thoughts on him this year? I waited in my drafts and snagged him. I'm a bit concerned. No, I like Christian Kirk. I think he's gonna have a good year. In the past 2 years, he's been a top 12, top 14 quarterback. So I feel really confident in that moving into this year.
I really like Kirk Cousins this year. So yes, I'm with you. I have him in a couple leagues as well where I got him late. I'm all in.
I'm all in, man. Give it a Kirk. Mitch, would you buy low on Stafford and A-Rob in an 18-man league with Ayuk and at wide receiver 2, Mac Jones at quarterback? Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Start A.J. Dillon or Damian Pierce. I'm going A.J. Dillon.
Yeah, I'm going A.J. Dillon as well. Caleb Williams in the pocket. Deep bomb to who? Jordan Addison.
Yo,
look at that connection. That is a special connection year one.
200 IQ from Addison going to
Oh, great move from him.
200 IQ.
All right. Any other questions we have? Right now we got no questions. Ready to go. Which is rare. Hey, do we have a supporter stream lined up, ready to go?
Yeah, we should. Let me just double check. If not, I can definitely pull it up. I'm just watching these highlights for Alabama, Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, Jameer caught the touchdown.
Really good in this game. Okay. Del J says, how long do you hold flex players if they no-show week 1? Gage Rondale. I mean, depends on how long the injury is, like if we have any clarity on that. Let's say Rondale, a report comes out, he'll be out for 6 weeks. You drop Rondale more, right? I mean, you don't hold on to him at that point.
Exactly.
But if we're gonna see them in week 2, then yeah, hold on to them. Let's see if the talks have been about their roles are true. Well, how about Lee? What's up? Have a little bit of trouble deciding on who to start as my quarterback, Trey Lance or Kirk Cousins? Yeah, we had this conversation a little bit earlier, but I said Lance. I think you said Kirk, but I don't know.
I did say Kirk just based off the weather accusations that is happening. Super high winds. It's going to be raining. And apparently the weather is going to be nasty, right? So if the weather is nasty and feels like Trey can't even throw a ball, then Kirk Cousins is a safe play because he's playing at home against the Packers. It's a divisional game. You expect him to come out guns blazing. Not saying Trey Lance can't, but the weather does play a massive factor in that game.
Yeah, and I think I did have a disclaimer there, hey, remember Bills Pats last year where Mac Jones threw the ball 3 times?
Yeah.
If it's that kind of weather, then yeah, you start Kirk Cousins. But if it's just the weather is kind of bad, a little windy, no, I'm still starting Trey Lance with what he can do on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Morocco says, now this is, I'm about to say, maybe idiotic, but I'm worried about Pitts seeing how they face the Saints defense. You can't sit guys like Kyle Pitts. Mitch says, do you think Pattinson leaves the Vikings?
Madison's.
Alexander Madison. No, I don't think so. It doesn't make sense for them to move on from him. He costs them nothing, and he's a good backup,
Mm-hmm.
Jacob says, thoughts on my draft? 12-team PPR. I snagged 3 RBs with my first 3 picks. Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and Lenny. Ended up with Sutton, Deontay as wide receiver, Kirk at quarterback, and Njoku at tight end. I like it. It's
a good team, man. Good luck this year.
Yeah.
Mitch, I like your page heaps. because you actually answer all the questions and put effort in, unlike most. Now, appreciate it, man. I mean, I think that's what we like to do. We like to answer every single question as much as we can, no matter how big we get. We're gonna try to answer as many questions. By the way,
you use the word heaps. Heaps is a very Australian term. Are you from Australia, I wonder? Or maybe New Zealand?
Heaps, mate. I can heaps.
Any other questions you guys got?
Yeah, David, would you drop Josh Palmer for Christian Watson?
Yes, I would.
Agreed.
Just, I feel like there's a more clear pathway to relevancy.
Yeah, exactly.
It needs to be an entry for Palmer.
Yeah, exactly. It needs to be an entry. Mike Williams goes down, Keenan goes down, something big happens there. I hope that really doesn't happen because I have a lot of them. Hey, Payne and Eli, Monday Night Football. But hey, we also go live on Monday Night Football. Just FYI, if you guys want to come watch, talk it up.
Talk it up.
Talk it up. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go live for the Monday night game, the Broncos and Seahawks. If you guys want to stay tuned. Wally, is Irv Smith worth picking up? I feel like he's been kind of overlooked, but not 100% sure. I think he's definitely worth a roster spot, depending on who's on your bench and what's on your who's on your team. I'm not trying to drop somebody significant for him. But if you just have an extra spot, pick him up, see what happens.
I agree. If Henderson is the main RB role in LA, where do you rank him rest of season? I would still put it like Henderson, Akers. Like week 2 is going to establish a lot, I feel.
Agreed.
But I think Henderson right now, based off what we know from week 1, probably like RB 22 or something, RB 22 to 26, like around that area. Because I've never said that Henderson's going to be the only running back there. What my point was when I told people to draft Henderson in drafts was Henderson will be involved in this backfield. It will be a split backfield. So I still, it's not like I'm now just like all in on Darrell Henderson, but I think the reason that you're excited about Henderson is because you drafted him late and you got a value. But yeah. RB 22 to 26.
Yeah, definitely very interesting. Week 2, a big factor here. So I'm interested to see what happens. Mitch, he says, "Yeah, from Australia. What's good, mate?" Love it. Oddly enough, we live in Australia. If you don't know,
Sydney.
We both live in Sydney. From? Where you from, boys?
Is it up the Blues or the Maroons? We'll find out. Shingle Murr says, "Just traded Kirk Cousins for the GOAT Trace McSorley." Stop.
Trace McSorley.
Stop it.
Oh man.
Stop it.
Bring Booger back.
Just while we're waiting for the next question, if you could set up that supporter only stream for me so I can send out a link to people when we finish here. And then just let me know when it's ready. Shingle says, JK, Penny or Elijah Moore. Is it PPR? I think that's an important question. Like, is it a PPR league or is it standard? Half PPR, what's the scoring format for you?
Our supporter stream goes on the other channel. I forgot about that. We are farmers.
So once you can tell me that information, I feel like I can give you a better answer. But I would say my gut reaction, if it's any sort of PPR, would be Elijah Moore.
What was the question? Penny, Elijah Moore. Yeah, I'm starting Elijah Moore regardless whether the format potentially.
If it's standard, I'm definitely going Penny. But if it's any sort of PPR, I'll go Elijah. Mitch says, I have Swift as my RB1 and have been offered Barkley and Goddard for him. No. Nope. I don't think Goddard's going to be consistent enough to really feel like it's an upgrade. Shingle says, I think it's standard. Then yeah, we would say Elijah Moore, but it is close. I do think Penny's going to have value based off of volume. But yeah, Mitch, I would definitely keep Swift there.
I set that live stream up for you, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Swift. I have Swift as my RB1. I've been offered Barkley. I got Goddard. Yeah, I agree. With Zach. Caleb Williams handed it off here. Who's the running back for USC? Is he any good?
His last name is Dye. He's been at Oregon for a little while. He's okay. It's definitely not like a day 1 pick in the NFL draft or day 2 even, I don't think, but
so Mitch Nice. This is I'm from Sydney, live in Coogee. And Maroons fans. Hey, that's huge.
Maroons fans. Hey, Coogie's nice, man. I like Coogee.
Pick one MVS, Paris Campbell, or Pickens. I think we'll probably say half PPR, MVS? NVS for me, yes.
Yeah. Oh, Pickens. No, give me Pickens.
I'm going MVS because I'm not necessarily. I feel like MVS kind of is a secure some workload where Pickens still feels in question for me, like the upside. But
I think they both feel the same to me, as far as like risk reward.
For sure. Tyler, full PPR. Kittle if he plays, or Everett Kittle. Also, Chase Edmonds, Miles Sanders, or Michael Carter. Leaning Everett and Chase. I am leaning Kittle if he plays and Chase Edmonds. But
yeah, if Kittle plays, you play him.
Yeah, if Kittle plays, you play him. If he doesn't, you start Everett and Chase, just like you said.
Yeah, Chase is the answer for the running backs.
I really want to be in a fantasy league with the chat. Hey, we're no longer doing fantasy leagues for this year. Obviously, we already done our drafts. Week 1 already kicked off. But next year, if you want to sign up and be a part of that, patreon.com/fantasylandfam. You can definitely sign up, whether you want to be on a waiting list, whatever the case may be, or you can just come back, maybe set a reminder to yourself to be part of a league with us. But yeah, we definitely have leagues. We have Dynasty and redraft leagues for you guys. So check that out.
Yeah, no, none available
this year.
But next year we'll open those back up for availability.
Jacob snagged Metcalf in my wide receiver 4. I know the QB situation is shaky, but at best, what do you think with Seattle's playing from behind will get him volume and value, especially in PPR? I agree, especially this week. I think DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett could be very interesting starts, but at the same time, a lot of high risk because this defense is nasty. But even throughout the season, if you got him as your wide receiver 4, DK I think is fantastic value. I think he can definitely return that. But I like DK moving forward throughout the year as your wide receiver 4. I don't think he's a must start week in and week out, but I like the value that you got him at and how he can return that, in my opinion. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You didn't have to pay too much to get him, so I think you should feel good about that.
Shout out to New York. What's happening? How you feeling? Mike Williams, T. Higgins, or Hollywood at flex this week. We're to put Hollywood in the flex mix, but I have a situation this week.
He likes his situation. Yeah, I mean, sheesh. That's hard, Owen, because all those guys are must starts.
Those guys all feel like must starts.
You just named 3 wide receivers that are must start wide receivers.
Yeah, man.
Like, what do you do there?
Close your eyes, pick one.
Huh?
I said close your eyes and pick one. Like, I mean, yeah, they're all must starts. Unless like you have Hollywood right now is clearly the wide receiver 1. T. Higgins the wide receiver 2 with Chase, but you expect him to have crazy workload. Same thing with Mike Williams. Wide receiver 2 with Keenan Allen there, and he has Justin Herbert. All these guys have amazing quarterbacks. Herbert, Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray. What do you do? You know?
Yeah. It's really like exactly like they're all must starts, so it's a tough position to be in. But my initial reaction is that we're gonna get it wrong because you should start every one of these guys. But anyway, T. Higgins would be my answer.
Agreed. I would say T. Higgins, Hollywood, Mike, just because Hollywood, there's no one there. Arts is still in question. Hollywood can get hyper target this week potentially. So look out on that. Sell high on Hendo or hold? I'm happy to sell higher depending on what you can get. You know, but it just really all depends on what you can get. Don't lowball. Don't get a massive lowball. I mean, can you get Henderson for a wide receiver out there? Can you get Henderson for a Chase potentially? Hypothetically, he has a bad week. You can get Henderson for a Damian Pierce. I don't know if Zach will do these things, but I would do it.
Did you actually put that supporter stream public? I think you did.
Oh, if I did, sorry if I did that.
That's okay. I would say, yeah, like Badake said, it just depends on what you can get.
Depends on what you can get, you know. I'll name a couple guys. Chase, it's gonna be hard. Maybe you can get Henderson in the small piece, depending. Damian Pierce. I like Chase Edmonds. Can you get an Antonio Gibson? I'd rather have Antonio Gibson. I don't know about Zach. I'd rather have Damian Pierce. Devin Singletary, I would rather have. I don't know about Tony Pollard. I think I'm still 50-50 on Pollard.
No, I'll take Henderson over Pollard.
Yeah, I'm still 50-50. Other than that, I think I'm happy with that. J.K. Dobbins could be in question, so maybe a lot of people's like, well, I need a running back. J.K. Dobbins, maybe you can trade him now. That could be a sneaky value there, potentially. But I don't know if anyone's going to do that. We'll see. Mitch, what are the chances you think MVS will be the wide receiver one in KC? More I read about him, the more I like it. I think right now he is a wide receiver one. I mean, obviously Travis Kelce is the main target. But I think he is the wide receiver one out there right now. It kind of feels that way.
I would say Juju still feels like that guy, but I think that it's a closer gap from Juju to MVS than most people want.
Exactly, especially like you said earlier, the way Patrick Mahomes has been talking lately.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, he ran into the ref. That sucks. That would have been a big play. He ran into the ref. That sucks. That sucks. I
guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not watching. Double L says, y'all think Josh Palmer is a wide receiver 4 or 5 between Dobbins, Gage, Palmer for my second flex spot? If Dobbins plays, yeah, you got to take the chance on him. Outside of that, I'm probably going Gage there. What's the better play, Tampa Bay or Miami's defense? Really close. Really, really close between Tampa Bay. I mean, I would say Miami because I think they have a better chance at turnovers. So yeah, give me Miami.
Yeah, I like Miami as well. Bucks defense is nasty too. Oh, that's tough. That's a toughie. All right, we're gonna answer a couple more questions, and we're gonna do a supporter live stream. So maybe the next like 5 questions, and then we'll call it 5 to 6 questions, and then we'll go from there. Grabbed Tanya at the waiver wise yesterday after punting tight end in the draft, and I'm crazy. Am I crazy to flex Pierce over Dillon to maximize upside? I think you have to start AJ Dillon personally. I mean, that's you maximizing upside by starting AJ Dillon, in my opinion, over Pierce.
Yeah. I think I understand the question. I understand the thought process, but I am going Tunyon. Or sorry, Dillon.
No,
Nick Diaz or Tony Ferguson? Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson's my answer.
Gator fan, how do you guys feel about Cooks, Bateman, and Mooney this week? I need good numbers after Allen Robinson laid an egg.
They're all in good scenarios, all in good situations, all the number ones on their team. So we just have to wait and see how those offenses end up looking.
Aaron Rodgers or Trey Lance. Once again, if the weather is terrible, I'm going always with the other quarterback. But if it's not as bad, you go with Trey Lance and the upside. But I actually like Aaron Rodgers this week regardless. So I'm starting Aaron Rodgers over Trey Lance, I think, period, this week.
I would start Trey Lance, but it really does depend on weather. So
we talked
about that, but weather is important to consider.
Weather is important to consider. All right, guys, that's us. We appreciate each and every one of you. We've been live for nearly an hour and a half.
Almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Football's here, man. Just a couple reminders. Set your lineups. Make sure you go through each and every league, depending on how many leagues you have. And listen. Look for reports. Follow NFL 32 beat reporters on Twitter, whatever the case may be, because there's going to be some game time decisions for some of these people. There's going to be some weather delays, whatever the case may be. Make sure you have in tune, because we've definitely tried to keep you guys as posted as much as possible. But we appreciate each and every one of you for coming out, supporting, watching college football, and then doing Star Sit. So huge love.
Yeah, thanks guys, appreciate it. Subscribe, like on the way out, and we'll see you guys soon. Good luck this week. Don't overthink it. Keep it simple, stupid. Tell yourself that when you're about to make that dumbass move and start Irv Smith over Darren Waller. Smack yourself and say, keep it simple, stupid.